All right. Welcome to Live from the Lounge. I am your host, T.L. Swope. Hope you're having a good evening. I am so far. Just doing a little last minute housework here. I see we got Mr. Joe Mack out there. My main mod. You can't put me up on Facebook. Why is that? Joe? You say you can't put me up on Facebook? Okay, well. I don't know. I'm not getting any response from you, so I'll just move right along. Once again, what Facebook won't let you share? That wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. In fact, that's one of the things I want to talk about tonight is the ridiculous censorship that's going on of conservatives on the internet. I found something. Let me get my screen up here. I found something up that was quite disturbing. And it's only going to get worse, folks. Believe me, it's only going to get worse because these people, they're dead set on silencing all conservative voices. But I found this tweet on Twitter that I found very, very interesting. And I'll show you here. I'll get the screen up for you. It's from someone that has an account. Let's see here. It's called Alba Rising, and apparently this guy here is, if he is a guy, is from Edinburgh, Scotland. There, and here is a tweet. It says, "Warning: This is not a parody. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook are using something called the Online Hate Index, created by the Anti-Defamation League." And then it has a video here. So before I took this all as gospel, I said, let me go check the ADL's website and see what I can find. And so I did that. And this is what I found at the ADL's website. The Online Hate Index. And it goes into the machine learning, creating social science methodology, building the model, implications, way forward, and so forth and so on. And all the terms that they use are the same: leftist, social justice warrior, socialist, communistic, cultural Marxist-like terms. So we know what this is about. This is about conservative, squashing conservative voice. It is not about, as they say, letting everybody have an equal voice. That's not the case at all, because it is not the leftists and the socialists who are being censored. It is mainly the conservatives. But I'll play this video for you and just listen to this double talk and and listen to the lies, this propaganda that this video promotes.
ADL and the University of California at Berkeley's D-Lab have been working to develop a new approach to tackle online hate using the latest methods. The goal of the Online Hate Index is to help tech platforms better understand the growing amount of hate on social media and to use that information to address the problem. By combining artificial intelligence and machine learning with social science, the Online Hate Index will ultimately uncover and identify trends and patterns in hate speech across different platforms. We've just completed our first phase of research, and we found that the machine learning model identified hate speech accurately between 78 and 85% of the time. In the next phase of our project, we will look at specific targeted populations in a more detailed manner. We'll examine content on multiple social media sites, and we'll identify strategies to deploy the model more broadly. While there's still a long way to go with artificial intelligence and machine learning-based solutions, we believe the Online Hate Index will help tech companies better understand the extent of hateful content on their platforms by creating community-based definitions of hate speech.
Now, did you get that? Community-based definitions of hate speech. In other words, people who they deem will be the arbiters of what's proper and what's not. Those will be the ones that determine whether what you say is hate or not. And it just goes on and on and on about how they are doing things and building this platform. And we've completed the first phase of the process in making this a reality and are eager to advance the project. Critically, the tool is able to identify individual instances of hateful and abusive speech, helping solve a problem that has been inadequately addressed through reliance on platform users to report instances of abuse and violations of terms of service agreements. So there you have it, folks. Chinese censorship right here in the good US of A, coming to you in rapid speed. They want to shut everybody down. Is Alex Jones gone? If he is, I was watching his stream earlier this afternoon on YouTube. YouTube supposedly had given him 3 strikes and then took one back, and then they keep going back and forth, and they're trying to make him look like an idiot because they had said that once you get 3 strikes, you're gone, and he got 3 strikes and he was still there, and then they took one away. And so I don't know what's going on right now. It's all crazy, but this censorship, somebody's got to do something about this. Where are our congressmen? Where is the president on this? I'm sure he's got to be aware of this. Something has got to be done. These people, these leftists, they want to squash the speech. They want to take away our guns, and they want to control us. They don't want to level the playing field. I mean, they lie, they say one thing, and they do another. Everything's bigotry. Let them tell it. Everything's bigotry. Everybody's a racist. Everybody's got hate speech, you know. And Hillary came out and said something about this, talking about the midterm elections, how we've got to hurry up and do something. We've only got 8 months. So she's trying to stop all the conservatives from telling the truth about what's been going on or what's going on with these candidates, like what was going on with her, because everybody who had a site had something to say about Hillary. So it wasn't about the Russians. It was about her. It was her own personality and character that caused her to lose the election. So she can't blame anyone else but herself. But then again, that's what leftists do. They will never take the blame for anything. It's always someone else's fault. Everything is always someone else's fault. That's the game that they play, the blame game. So there you have it. That's what we got going on. That's what ABL said. Okay, you say about Alex being gone. About what time was this when ABL said that? Was it today or yesterday? Joe, you still there? Oh, Saturday. Yeah. Well, like I said, Alex Jones' stream was running today, this afternoon. So he's not taken down unless he's been taken down since then. So, like I said, they're playing a game and trying to say he's crazy and that Facebook hadn't taken him down when they said they were going to take him down and he had 3 strikes. So they're gaslighting him and playing all kind of silly games. No, we're not on slow mode. Yes, we shouldn't be. Let's see here. Let me check. Nope. We are not on slow mode. So, but as I said, this censorship, it is getting out of hand. It's only going to get worse, and we're going to have to stand up. We can't do it. We can't allow Hollywood to do it. All of these people that are coming against us and bashing us, they're trying to destroy our country. They're trying to destroy our way of life. They're trying to destroy our government. We cannot keep supporting these people. We can't keep watching their shows on TV, going to see their movies. Stop supporting these clowns. I don't support any of them. I don't go to the movies. I don't watch them on television. I don't support them. I don't even have cable TV. I use an over-the-air antenna because I watch very little TV. And most of the time when I did watch, I was watching the NFL. And that just pretty much soured me from what they did over the past year. Everything has been weaponized. Everything has been weaponized. It doesn't make any difference. Anything that we participate in and enjoy, these globalists and these who have control over everything have these communists and socialists and leftists all infiltrate everything, you know, whether it's school, whether it's the media, whether it's Hollywood, everything. It's just it's permeating with cockroaches. That's what it is. And they're going to take over. Just like when your house, if you got roaches in your house, if you do not exterminate them, they will eventually take over your house. And that's exactly what these people are. They're a bunch of cockroaches. They want to eat up everything. They want to take over all the resources and control the place. And that's what they're going to do if we just keep sitting here. If we just keep sitting here and allowing it. And I talked to some people, some older people, and it's like they just kind of just shrug their shoulders. Like, oh, well, it's like, what is wrong with you? You know, can't you get any more excited than that? I mean, we're talking about our nation here, our way of life. These people get in charge. If you've got property, you've got land, you've got any type of inheritance or riches, they're going to come after it. They're going to take everything you have. So why do people just act like, oh, it's no big deal? This is not some fad. They've been building up to this stuff since probably about the 20s or the 30s. They've been trying to get a foothold in this nation, but they didn't have the plants. And the plants were the professors and the teachers to get into the school to indoctrinate the youth. These professors were indoctrinated. Now they're indoctrinating college students and they're indoctrinating grade school students now. It's a shame when you have 4th and 5th graders who won't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And their teachers are encouraging them not to stand. So I'm saying if we don't get a handle on this, America's going to be done. Don't have to worry about it. It's sad, you know? I mean, I can remember back when I was a kid, no one could have told me that I would be seeing the things that I'm seeing now. There's no way. I mean, if this was in a Twilight Zone movie, I probably would say that's impossible. There's no way that America would be like that. That's just Hollywood. But it's coming true right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. We are losing this country. And the sad thing is, most people don't seem to care. You got Facebook running around putting out a poll asking if they should allow pedophiles to solicit young boys for naked pictures. Everything's out in the open. All of these perverts and weirdos and freaks, everything's out in the open anymore. Things that used to would get people locked up now gets you locked up for speaking about them. That's where we are. Looneyville. Everybody's being entertained. Nothing wrong with getting away every once in a while, but too many people live in the land of entertainment. While you're being entertained, they are slowly stripping your rights away. They are stripping away everything that kept you free, that keeps you free. And while they're relentless and won't stop, you talk to the average conservative and it's like almost like yawn. Well, you're going to be yawning when they take you to a re-education camp. Because believe me, what I just showed you, the ADL with their hate speech index, that's just the beginning. Believe me, it's just the beginning. It's going to start with that. And then they're going to start rounding you up. But first, they got to get the guns. And they're working on that, too. When are we going to wake up? That's what I want to know. When are we going to wake up? They're sure, they're coming after the NRA. And in fact, I'm going to be joining very shortly. They're coming after the NRA. And it's backfiring on them because NRA memberships are surging. And that's usually what happens. When people get threatened, they think that their guns are going to be taken or their Second Amendment is going to be violated. Then they start wanting to get more arms and everything else. But getting more arms on its own is not going to solve the problem because you're just standing there with more arms. But you're not stopping what's going on through the legislative process. You're letting all these laws be passed. They're strangling us. It's ridiculous. It really is. Here's an article here on Breitbart. NRA membership surge in wake of anti-NRA protests. Media bias. It says the National Rifle Association memberships surged in the wake of the anti-NRA protests and media bias that followed the February 14th Florida school shooting. The Daily Mail reports that Google searches for NRA membership rose 4,900% since the Florida attack. That rise occurred at a time when many Democrats, media personalities, and Hollywood celebrities were denouncing the NRA as causal in the shooting that took 17 lives in a gun-free zone. The Hollywood attitude was epitomized by writer-director Judd Apatow, actress Mia Farrow, and comedian Chelsea Handler, all of whom responded to the Florida school attack by calling out the NRA to drive a wedge between voters and pro-gun legislators. And then it goes on to show one of Chelsea the Nut Handler's tweets where she says, "We have to elect candidates that are not funded by the NRA in November. We have an opportunity to elect candidates who won't allow kids to go to school and get shot. It is disgusting how many times this has happened and Republicans do nothing. You all have blood on your hands. Oh, we have blood on our hands because the system failed. What about the 8 years Obama was in office and the school shootings? Did the Democrats, did you call out the Democrats for that? Of course not, you hypocrite." CNN's February 21 gun control town hall highlighted the media's animosity towards the NRA as it featured survivors from the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting confronting Republicans over NRA affiliation. The Guardian reported that one student spoke to Senator Marco Rubio, asking, "Can you tell me right now you would not accept a single donation from the NRA?" If I were him, I would have said, "Of course I'm going to accept them. They defend the Second Amendment. I'm a constitutionalist." That's what I would have said. In addition, more than a dozen companies severed ties with the NRA in the wake of the school attack, ending discounted rates and fares for NRA members. But a large swath of American populace is equating these various attacks on the NRA with attacks on the Second Amendment. And that's what it is. And others see the attacks as proof of media bias, the result of an explosion. The result is an explosion in NRA memberships. Daily Mail quoted Cleta Mitchell, former NRA board member and former Oklahoma lawmaker, who said, "There is no one who joins the NRA for a discount on a rental car. You can rest assured that the NRA will not lose a single member as a result of this. If anything, it should spur people to join the NRA as a means of demonstrating that we who believe in the Second Amendment will not be bullied by these left-wing multi-billion-dollar corporations." And I totally agree. I totally agree. So what say you guys? What say you, Joe? Are you still there, Joe? as I was saying, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. If we don't stand up, we're going to lose this country. My deal is, does anybody care? Does anybody care anymore? That's what I really want to know. Are we ready to just give up and throw in the towel and let our country turn into a socialist state? What do you say in the chat? What do you think? Hello? Come on now, guys. Don't shout me down. Okay, Joe Mack. Well, I'll tell you what. Part of all of this, this socialism and everything, is that they want to cause chaos also. So they let things get totally out of hand. They want things to get totally out of hand, especially in the Democrat-run conclaves or enclaves, if you will. Here's an article here by Fox News that talks about the shootings in Chicago. It says shootings at Chicago gang members' funerals getting out of control. Now, this is pretty bad when it's gotten to the point that these guys are not only killing each other, but they're killing each other and family members at funerals. Look at this article here. Chicago area officials trying to prevent funerals for gang members from turning into shootouts say the issue has gotten so far out of control that one cemetery has started hiring off-duty police officers. It's getting out of control. It really is, Hillside Police Chief Joseph Lukaszek told Fox 32. The gangs just think that it's a safe haven for them and they do whatever they want to do. Yep, because they think funerals, typically nobody's carrying guns at funerals, more gun-free zones. Let's see what they have to say about this.
Gang violence is so bad in Chicago, even the cemeteries are not safe. The city's announcing a new task force to help stop violence and even shootings at funerals. Police say funeral processions often end up on the highways with people shooting at each other and waving guns outside of their cars. The task force hopes to have a safety policy by the summer, when Chicago typically sees an uptick in murders.
Yes, good old democratically run Chicago.
Joining me now for an exclusive interview, House Intelligence Committee Chairman
Good
Devin
old
Nunes. Chairman, good to see you tonight. Thank you very much for being with us this evening.
Where everything is just peaches and cream. You see that little clip there? That's the kind of stuff that's going to wind up happening all over this country. If we don't get control of this stuff, because these are the type of people that the leftists, they protect. These are the people that they want running amok, running roughshod through your neighborhoods in America, because they want to bring capitalism to its knees. That's one reason that mayor out there in California, that woman mayor, says she's ready to go to jail. She went and told the people that ICE was coming, told all the criminals. They said they had a list of over nearly 850 illegal aliens that had been here, broken the laws, been deported multiple times. And she warned them that ICE was coming, and they only managed to get about 250 of them, and the rest of them took off. Now, out of 250, over 180 of them had been arrested and deported and charged with crimes like murder, rape, child trafficking, you name it. But see, that's what they want. They want chaos. They want crime. They protect these people. And then these people, they'll lie and go and try to vote and get fake IDs and everything, of course, or who they're going to vote for, naturally. But that's where we're going here in this country. We've got to get a handle on this stuff. I just don't know what else to say. It is just so crazy anymore. It's like you wake up and you think you're still sleeping. Sometimes you may wish you were still sleeping. But what do you guys say about that in the chat? Or if you don't feel like chatting, you can call in and we can talk about it. The number to call is 812-205-2704. Joe, I checked. The chat is not on slow mode. It's probably not moving because nobody's chatting. I know we only have a few people in the chat, but can somebody participate? Or do we have trolls in here just doing what they do? So here's a bit of news here. Maybe I'll do something to get you guys going here. Good old Maxine Waters is always good for a great conversation starter. And got an article here. Miss Auntie as she likes to be called, Maxine, promises reparations in a stump speech for 2020. This is the American Mirror article by Kyle Olson. Says here, if Democrats win back the House in 2018, Maxine Waters is promising financial reparations for Black Americans. Oh, yay. During an appearance in Selma, Alabama on Saturday, Waters appeared alongside CNN commentator Angela Rye. Waters took her time to, what else, attack President Trump, criticizing him for his alleged connections to Russia. Yeah, she never gives up. He's a bully. He has a bully mentality, Waters says of Trump. Oh, but she's not a bully when she talks about taking him out. But he's the bully. We need someone in the presidency who not only has good sense, but understands diplomacy and understands what we need to do to have peace in the world, so we can all look forward to the possibility that we're someday going to have a world that's about peace and justice and respect for individual liberty. Isn't that something? This is the same woman that backs the Antifa crowd and encourages them to resist, which is just a code word for do whatever you can, including violence. Is that your stump speech for 2020, Rye asked? As Waters laughed and the crowd applauded, Rye continued, is she running? Is she running? Waters didn't answer. Later, an attendee challenged Waters to push for reparations and take up a bill John Conyers had sponsored in this House in previous sessions. Yes, Miss Waters, who lives in, $4.5 or $4.7 million mansion, while her district is one of the poorest districts in the country. Let's hear what she has to say.
This business about who's the biggest, who's the baddest, who's got the biggest gun. This president keeps edging that on. Yeah. You know, he's a bully. He has a bully mentality. He's over there whose gun is the biggest, and that's what you hear. This arms race is just mounting. We need someone in the presidency who not only has good sense, but understands diplomacy.
Good sense like you, Maxine.
And understands what we need to do to have peace in this world, so that we can all look forward to the possibility that we're someday going to have a world that's about peace and justice and respect for individual liberty. And so that's what that's all about, Angela.
Is that your stump speech for 2020?
That's kind of
Maxine Waters, the crusader for liberty.
The National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. In Cobra, thank you. Congressman Waters, the global reparations movement is advancing mightily on the planet. Our global reparations in the Caribbean are suing the nations of Europe that had involvement in the enslavement of the Caribbean. In Europe, our brothers and sisters in London are crafting legislation. On the continent of Africa, we understand that there will be a major reparations conference in 2019-2020. Here in America, the only federal legislation, the federal push to have this country redress the crimes against African people has been H.R. 40. And now that Congressman Conyers is no longer there, we need someone to stand up and push this legislation forward. You have historically been a supporter of this legislation. We ask that you co-sponsor now, and not only co-sponsor, become an active co-sponsor. You have a relationship with the millennial as Auntie Maxine that no other congressperson has.
Auntie Maxine.
We're in Cobra personally right now today asking you to become more active in the road to push H.R. 40.
I'll be happy to do that.
Bunch of people wanting some more free stuff.
In order to get where we need to go on this issue and other issues, we've really got to understand that 2018 is important to taking back the House and taking back the Senate.
Yes.
And of course, we've got to get the White House.
Yeah, we got to get the crooks back
the point where we can get reparations, we've got to have the power to do that. Number one, by having a supportive president would be wonderful, but taking back the House.
You had one in there for 8 years, you didn't get any reparations.
And so, yes, I'm Maxine Waters. I am a progressive.
No.
I am a liberal.
No, you are a leftist. You are a socialist, communist
outside
rat.
of the box in order to do what America has not done. But let's understand,
America's done you good. You're living in a what, $4.7 million mansion.
So that we can have a majority in the committee. I am the ranking member of the Financial Services Committee that oversees Wall Street and HUD and all of that. And by
That's
the
how
way,
you got all
we'll
that
take
money.
care of Ben Carson too.
Well, there you go, folks. Auntie Maxine on her rampage. So what do you got to say about that, chat? Is the chat not working or what's going on? Can you guys hear me okay? Hello? What's going on? Anybody have anything to say about Auntie Maxine Waters? She's the crusader for reparations. She wants to give everybody, all the black people, your money. And make any difference if your parents had slaves or not. Okay, good, Joe. It doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. You came over here since World War II. If you're white, you need to pay reparations because Auntie Maxine is on the crusade. Give us your money. Oh, yeah, she's working for you. She's working for you. She wants your money, and she wants to help take back the House and the Senate to get her cronies back in charge because that big old mansion she's living in with the indoor swimming pool, it needs some updating. And Auntie Maxine wants to make sure that you share in the updating process because she's going to work for you, though. She's going to work for you. What say you guys? Now, I done brought up stuff about the censorship of the conservatives. I've shown videos. We're talking about Maxine and black reparations and the crime in Chicago. Gang members killing each other like flies now at the funerals. And I want to hear something from you guys. How about some feedback on some of these things? Surely somebody has something to say. We can even talk about Hollywood, a bunch of hypocrites talking about Me Too and everything. And then you give an award to somebody that was charged with raping a girl. What a bunch of hypocrites. If you want to call in, the number to call is 812-205-2704. So guys, I'm gonna need a little help here. You guys, you got to interact with me. The whole point of this is to have interaction. That's why you have a live stream. This is not like watching a video. I mean, we need to go back and forth here. I need to see something in the chat or somebody call in or do something. Is the chat not working? Is something going on with the platform that I'm unaware of? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Okay, Sue. Can you hear me okay? I'm just wanting to make sure everything's all right because I've been asking questions and I'm not getting any response for some reason. I'm just, wondering if something's wrong because some kind of way Joe kept saying he thought it was on slow mode. And I said, well, I'm not on slow mode. I checked and it would be the reason why it's not moving is because nobody's typing. And what is that? The only three watching that is the problem. Yes, I hear you. Good. Okay. Well, I've already talked about and showed video clips of the censorship and the Anti-Defamation League coming out with this online hate index where they're going to use artificial intelligence to shut conservatives down and label them as hate speech. And they're going to have people all over the internet, just like Chinese censorship, basically, to where if you say anything that's against the rest of the guys, you think outside of what they want you to think, then you'll be censored, probably banned off the internet. And like I said, that's just going to be the start of it. Then they're going to come for your guns and they're going to come for everything else. And if you got any property, they're going to say, you don't need that. You need to share that with everybody. So they're going to take your inheritance. They're going to take your land. They're going to take everything you have. That's going to be the end game. Just like Margaret Thatcher said, socialism works great until you run out of everybody else's money. That's what's going to happen. I just can't understand why I see so many Americans that seem to be apathetic about the whole thing. Like, it's not going to happen. This and that. Well, Germany was full of people that said Hitler wasn't going to happen too. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sue. Joe Mack said that Facebook wouldn't let him share. There's 3. What's going on, 3? Well, I've been talking about, the censorship on the internet, the gang killings in Chicago, the hypocrisy of Hollywood. And the NRA, the memberships are surging. And yeah, they do. I put up the ADL's website, the Anti-Defamation League, and showed the video there, how they're talking about how they're going to have these communities of people who are going to decide what's hate and what's not. Now, the question is, what's going to be the consequence if your speech is deemed hate? And I can guarantee you, the people who they have that's going to make the decision, there will not be any conservatives in the group. But they say they're for everybody to have a voice. Well, the way I see it, the main people being censored on the internet are the conservatives, not the liberals and the leftists, because the people who run the platforms are on their side. Let's see. Sue, after I shared the Facebook, I had to go my name and share again. Then it showed up. I don't understand that. After I share the Facebook, I have to go my name and share again. Then it showed up. That's not some of that new English, is it? Exactly, 3. That's the way it works. There's videos of people who were social justice warriors and part of different of the other fringes groups. Okay, Sue. And they said that as long as they walked in lockstep, everything was great. But as soon as they questioned anything, immediately everybody turned on them like piranhas. And like I said, what they're doing, they are like a religious cult. They truly think they're fighting Nazis. They're brainwashed. They don't see that they are the Nazis, but they think they're fighting Nazis, and they think they're on this quest to save the world, when what they're pushing has probably killed more people than anything else in the world. Okay, Sue. So there you go. I mean, what do you do? We've got to do something. They've got your kids. I say it, and I'll say it again. They have your kids. These people are indoctrinating your kids all the way down to the grade school, even the preteen level now. They are teaching kids how to hate America. They're teaching kids how to disrespect the flag, not to stand up for it. They're teaching kids how to pledge allegiance to the government instead of their own parents. And then they're teaching them all types of wicked and perverse sexual proclivities, such as like the one video I did for Harvard, teaching people how to stick objects up their anuses. It's sad. I mean, it is so hard to believe this stuff is going on, and that you got news anchors reporting on this stuff just like they're talking about the Girl Scouts having a jamboree or something, you know. You have to laugh. I do. I have to laugh to stop from exploding because I get so angry sometimes. I can't even watch the news, especially the world news. I cannot watch the lies and the propaganda. And people, they sit there and watch this stuff day in and day out. I argue with people all the time, and they just say what they've heard on television. But when I ask them to back it up, to tell me why, to give me the reason why they're saying what they're saying, then all they can do is start calling you names. Because it's a big echo chamber where everybody says the same thing, and they say it over and over and over again like a chant. And just like the saying goes, if you say something long enough and enough times, no matter how outrageous it is, people will start believing it. Just keep saying it over and over and over again. Yeah, that's Hollywood. The hypocrites, they get up there and lecture us about morals and values when it's their industry that's doing and promoting all of this crap. They're the ones who's been enjoying Weinstein's casting couch. Everybody knew about the casting couch. They made jokes of it, even on what's the one cartoon? It's not Simpsons, but the other one. They made jokes about Weinstein years ago, about him and his couch. Oprah and all of them knew about it. And then they want to get up and talk about Me Too and then start lecturing us about the virtues of respecting women. What a bunch of hypocrites. Sue says, my husband is an immigrant and he can't believe how the people are disrespecting the president and country. He loves his country and is so saddened at what is happening. Yes, exactly. I am too. It is really sad to see us going down the tube like this. And the sad thing, even more sadder, is that our kids are being indoctrinated and brainwashed with this crap, this propaganda. And they believe it. When they run around and tell you that you don't have to have a penis to be a man, and you don't have to have a vagina to be a woman, and then the woman sits there and tells you, don't call me a woman, it offends me. Now that's video that I did. Tucker Carlson interviewed this woman. You got to look at it. She was offended. She said, but I'm offended. No, they say you can't offend anyone. So you will be wrapped up in words. Yeah, I was out there in the Marine Corps. I left there in the summer of '82, and I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, which was about close to 80 miles from L.A. And I went up there occasionally. One of my fellow company soldiers, it was his hometown. And we'd go up there, and even in 1982, that place was another world. I mean, another world. You would see people during the day, they would be out running and jogging and drinking bottled water. Soon as the sun went down, they were taking every drug known to man. I'm talking acid, PCP, all the drinks, down. They took everything you can think of. It was amazing. It's like once the sun went down, like a switch got turned over. The party is on, and I saw all kinds of crazy stuff. I remember one night down by the park in Oceanside, I saw a guy beating a tree with his fist. I mean, his knuckles were all busted up. All his skin was off his hand. They had to put him in a straitjacket. They'd been smoking PCP. And this was back in the 80s. I saw pimps beating women in the streets, all kinds of transvestite prostitutes. And that's what gets me. How can this place have nerve to speak to me and tell me what values are? It's ridiculous. They don't know what values are. Let's see here. I am sorry. I got a caller here. Caller 215, you're on.
Hey, TL. It's me, your moderator.
All right, there you go.
Listen, the chat does seem to be running a little slow. Than from the slow mode to now, because I'm watching everything that's coming up here, and it's not showing up on your screen as fast as it was a couple weeks ago. Also, I read Sue's thing that she went and had to share it on Facebook, but I'm still getting blocked to putting this on Facebook. So I don't know what's going on there. But every week I put you on Facebook to let all the people I know that are somewhat on the conservative side, not all of them, but most of them, so I can get your word out. But here's one for you talking about Hollywood. Did you hear about the 50-year-old Marine who put up 4 signs down by the Oscars last night? And the best one that I read today was, and the award for the best pedophile goes to, and he left it blank. And it just like, oh my God. I was like, how much further can Hollywood sink into the dirt? And I mean, a lot of even some of the liberals that I know refuse to watch the Oscars because of their political agenda now. Which is, I mean, I love the old movies. I love the old movie stars. I loved a lot of different movies. But in today's world, I really can't see me going to the movies any longer. I may go see the Star Wars because that piqued my interest, and I'm not real big at Star Wars, but I'm into the graphics of it. So that's what really piqued my interest. I said, but I watch a lot of Disney flicks. I said, people laugh at me because I watch kid flicks. Well, guess what? They're actually better than the violent ones that I see on TV, or violent ones that I watch the trailers for. I mean, they're more enjoyable. I mean, just put it that way. I enjoy them. Even my wife enjoys them. I mean, when I knew, and the thing I said about Alex Jones earlier was that when I was listening, ABL got banned also. He got tapped for doing the State of the Address on live air with his stream. And he was doing it not from CNN, but from another company. And they said CNN came in and said, oh, that was their stream. And they banned him. So he had to go to his gaming channel.
Right.
But anyway, I know Facebook is doing a lot of screening, censoring. I don't care what you call it. I mean, I got a picture from someone of a Marine, full-dress uniform with no legs. Facebook banned it. But apparently they got it out, sent it to enough people that it's going around Facebook right now. And it's on my page right now. But otherwise, this is what they're doing because somebody was offended by that picture. That's the man who lost his legs for our country. And you know how I feel. I was in the military. I was out in San Diego. I went on YouTube and I watched some films of what San Diego looks like today. I was back there in 1974 in the military, and I was like, there is no way. I was just thinking when you were talking about your time out there, because of the Marines with the Navy base in San Diego, going to Balboa Park today to see what it looked like. Going to San Diego Zoo was great. You could spend a week there. And I did. I spent a whole weekend there because it was such a big place to cover. I mean, when you have escalators to take you from floor to floor, and there's tons of animals there, it was one of the best zoos I ever been to.
Right.
But I would hate to see what that looks like today, because, well, what you brought up Maxine Waters and how she talks about the new regime of having the Democratic House and Senate and presidency. But if you look at California right now, I would say I really don't think I would like to go back to California, because I know on the outer counties are doing better than the coastal counties.
Right.
Because from what I've seen, I mean, you talk about a total disgrace of politicians, and they have no remorse of what they have done.
No.
And these people that live there, I guess, I mean, it's like my city of Philadelphia, state of Pennsylvania. These big cities all have the Democratic vote. And the outer counties are towns, hick towns. I'll say hick towns, hillbilly towns, you want to name it. I'm one of them. I really don't care. But anyway, I'm not offended by it. I don't get offended by words. They'll never hurt me.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are certain words that I don't appreciate hearing, and a lot of them are racially motivated. So that's my way I was brought up. Because everybody has their differences in religions and their culture and everything else. I understand that. And I understand I like some of their cultures. I try to study every religion that I can get my hands on, because I want to find out about these cultures. I want to find out about their religion. I mean, I have Jewish friends. I have Arab friends. I have Italian friends. I have Polish friends. And I said, I like their food. I want to know about their culture. And on YouTube, I usually go to different people ask me, what are you doing since I'm retired? I said, well, I go to different countries. I was like, how do you do that? I said, I go to YouTube. I go to look at what kind of foods they eat, how they make them. I go to their festivals. I love it. I mean, it's given me a broader outlook of life as far as what other people have to endure just to put food on the table. I mean, some of these places, I mean, they have to actually go hunting for their food. Yeah. And if people in the United States had to do that, go to the woods and find a snake, go to the woods and find a hog, I mean, they would be outrageous, especially if it was in the city. They would.
They don't have any idea how to do it. A lot of kids haven't even seen a real cow before. More or less going out trying to hunt and forage for some food. That's not going to happen. But these are the things that the left will never know. And you know why they don't want to know it? Because that means you would be self-sufficient. See, they hate self-sufficiency unless it's them, the ones at the top who run around doing all the proclaiming and making the proclamations. They're self-sufficient, but everybody else, they want them dependent on the government. See, you can't have independence, because if you're independent, you may not want to do what they're telling you to do, because you actually have another option. I don't have to do that. I can go and grow my own garden. I can have my own food. They hate that. They don't want that. They want you dependent on the government. When they say, if we want to give you all kinds of vaccines, if we want to do this, if we want to do that, you just shut up and do it. because, you know, we're doing it for your good. You know, it's always for you, always for you. They love you so much. They're so loving and caring.
The funny thing is, I was just thinking when you were just speaking, and I went, you know what? I have a chef's degree, a culinary degree. You can bring me a pigeon, and I can make it up for dinner. But that's just it. I have the knowledge behind it. I know how to cook food. I also know how to hunt. But these people who, like you just spoke about, that have, you know, they're looking for handouts.
Yeah.
I'll watch them eat grass because they won't know what else to do.
No, well, see, that's the thing. But see, instead of Maxine Waters telling these people, you know, I may not agree with President Trump's policies, and I don't think she's ever called him President Trump. Her and Nancy Pelosi and all of them, they call him Trump.
Schumer.
Or they call him Donald
Right.
Trump. They don't call him President Trump. But they don't, instead of them saying, you know, I disagree with his policies or this and that, but, you know, there's opportunities out here. Businesses are coming back and this and that, and you guys need to take advantage of this, get in on some of this training, do this, do that. No. What is she saying? I'm going to go get you some reparations. That's what I'm going to do. You just watch old Auntie Maxine, and I'm going to come back with the vittles. Just let me go. Y'all just back me. See, that's it. Again, dependency. You know, I'm working for you, and I'm going to take care of you. You just make sure you vote for me and keep me in office so I can keep adding on to my $4.7 million mansion with my indoor swimming pool. While you serfs live out there in the squalor in one of the poorest districts in the whole country, and I've been in office 30 plus years helping you.
Well, here's one for you. I got two other things to bring up with you. Yesterday I had politicians show up at my door who were Democrat. And I know the committeemen personally. We've been friends for years. So as soon as I got out there, I said to him, wow, I said, I'm really enjoying the crumbs that I got. I said, it's such a great thing that I got crumbs, and I got to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. And there are three Democrats, okay? Like I said, I'm a registered Democrat, but I vote Republican. That's the only way I know how to get them out. So I said to him, how about how I like the crumbs that I'm getting? So I know they knew exactly what I was talking about. And then I told them that my Governor Wolf is trying to find a way to tax our cigarettes with a tax from the crumbs that we got from the federal government. And now our mayor is trying to get some of the crumbs from the federal government to tax our Gatorade because it has sugar in it. Mm-hmm. Now, we already pay a $2 extra tax on cigarettes in the city of Philadelphia. We already pay an extra penny in city tax in the city of Philadelphia. We also pay an extra 2 cents to the state in tax because of the state. But you know what? These are crumbs that they're taking from us, and the government was trying to give back to us so we can prosper at least a little bit more than what we have been. And I can't see how these politicians are calling the crumbs. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is I read an article today. I found another website. I should really, you always get a response from me. But I found a website that came back, and Pfeiffer Drug Manufacturer is taking the corporate tax cut that they got from the federal government. They laid off all their scientists who do research into Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. Laid all their scientists off, which was around $800,000 a year in total wages. They're taking the money from the federal government that they're saving, putting it into Wall Street, and they expect to make $10 million off of that savings. So what these greedy people are doing, instead of saying that, no, we have this money, let's reinvest it back into our company, they turned around because the greed in their eyes is green, and they see that money and how much more money they can make, and they're not even going to even make their employees more prosperous. They're not trying to make American maybe well because of maybe Parkinson's. They may discover something, or Alzheimer's disease. They could discover something and give it to us American people, or give it to the world, because it will go worldwide. But that's how they're looking. Something that important to cover the whole world for that disease is less important than making $10 million off the money they saved.
They don't care. You know, the bottom line, the pharmaceutical industry is in business to make money for them and their shareholders. You know, they get rich off of sickness and disease. I mean, that is the whole point. You know, every business wants a steady stream of customers. I don't care what industry you're in. That is the goal, is to get as many customers as continual as possible. And the pharmaceutical industry is no different. They'll tell you that they care for you. They'll tell you that they're, like whatever, Klein, we're out here on the cutting edge looking for no, they're on the cutting edge trying to find a drug that they can get by, that they can make money off of. They're not on the cutting edge to try to save you. So you can't expect them to be doing it. That's why you have to take your health in your own hands. You have to take it into your own hands and research and get knowledge and learn. I mean, drugs don't make people well. Now, drugs, painkillers, different things, opioids. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a traumatic event like a car accident, or you got major trauma to your body, that is there to get you through surgery and the main part of it so you can get better, so that your body can heal. It is not for a maintenance drug. And that's why you're doing, you create junkies. And all these people are running around here addicted on prescription meds. And then when the government clamps down on these crooked pain management places and these doctors, and these people can't get these drugs, the first thing they do, they go to the street. And then you got heroin out there, dirt cheap, and all this other stuff. And you got an epidemic. Now you got ISIS and other groups bringing heroin and drugs through Mexico, flooding the United States with it, trying to get as many people hooked on this stuff as possible. So you got all this stuff going on, but yet then you got these leftist Democrats creating sanctuary cities for these people that are running these drugs in, that are getting caught, and they get released, and then they run to California, and now it's like, nah, you can't get me. And they're destroying the country. It's like I said, they want to destroy this country. They want to cause all kinds of problems and create financial difficulties so that they can usher in socialism. That's the thing. They hate capitalism. They hate it. They'll say, you go look at the YouTube videos, you see them, the communists, the young ones, they'll straight up tell you they're going to bring capitalism down.
Well, I think a lot of the drugs that we have today are genetically engineered to your brain receptors.
Oh,
and that's why these people, they're getting addicted to them because they have to have them. And at that point, like you said, when you can't get them, because I'm having a problem with my wife. She's in a lot of different pains that she's had trauma done to her. Her family doctor won't give it to her. We have to go to a pain management who is able to prescribe some medication, but only for a certain amount of days. He can't prescribe any more than that. And the hospital, when she's in the hospital, when she's there, they can give her medication every couple hours as needed. But it's regulated, and that's the way it is. But I think they engineer these medications to hit certain receptors in our brain that when you run out of it, that you need to go get it.
Of course they
or
do.
You need another
of course
one.
They do. I mean,
and
that's what they do. I mean, these people, you can't trust them. You cannot trust them. You don't know what they're putting in that stuff. They tell everybody, get your flu shot and all of this stuff. I happen to have a flu shot in 28 years. I laugh. I'm not getting no stinking flu shot with all the adjuvants and thimerosal and the mercury and everything that's in that stuff, man. And then people wonder why they're coming down with all of these weird syndromes and stuff that nobody heard of. Maybe you ought to think about the 40 vaccines they've had over their lifetimes. And these poor little babies, I mean, they're like pin cushions before they come out of the hospital. They're just, 15, 20 different vaccines on a little baby. That's crazy. It's crazy.
The one thing you say about the flu shots, I have never gotten one. From the very beginning, I refused to. And now they're linking some of the flu deaths to these vaccinations that people have died from.
Yeah.
And I talked to a nurse down the south, and she explained what's in these flu shots.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty smart about things. And she says, these are chemicals that they want to put in your body to see how you react to them, so they can keep track of you, to see how it can affect the rest of America, and how can they get them in another drug maybe, that maybe you won't take the flu shot. But guess what? Here's a medication for your nerves. It has some sort of derivative from that flu shot, because they know this is what works. They get you in the loop of their power.
Yeah. I mean, they're even talking about, putting your vaccinations into food. In other words, taking plants and putting the vaccine in the plant so that you get the vaccination when you eat the plant. So, I mean, we are truly in an Orwellian experience right now. Nothing's true anymore. You don't know what's a man anymore. You don't know what's a woman anymore. I mean, you could sit there and meet some woman and think she's the love of your life and find out that she used to be a man, and they even trying to change the laws to where that they can go back and change their birth certificate so that you would never even know that they used to be a man or a woman. That's, that's where we are. That's crazy. Does anybody else have anything to say? Anybody else want to comment?
You can tell 3, he's perfectly right on what he just wrote up on the screen, because I agree with them also. But like he said, flu shots are a joke. All right, I'm going to let you go. Hopefully you'll get another phone call.
Yeah.
Or another 2. Or 3, or 2, or 3. You only have 3 people here anyway. But
3.
Well, I'll be here, you know that.
A whopping 3.
Hey, guess what? We're trying to get the word out, pal.
Yeah.
But hey,
But you know,
you're at the.
they're blocking. You know, they're blocking. I'm just wondering. I wish it was some kind of way that I could tell who is getting the notifications. I wish I knew.
Well, I've been watching your videos, and I've been going on there. I know I've been going on your videos that you release, and I've been going on there. Don't forget to hit the subscriber bell after you're watching this. I'm trying to pull your numbers up.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'll be here. You know it.
All right. Old faithful.
All right. You have a good night, pal, and I'll be here.
You do
All right,
the same,
talk to you.
Joe. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. There goes Joe. My favorite mod. Yeah, I'm almost positive that I'm being shadow banned on Twitter because I haven't gotten any reactions on Twitter since about September the 2nd of last year. And some of those tweets and some of those posts are pretty outrageous. I just can't see not getting any retweets or anything on those. And, you know, I found out about that shadow banning with O'Keefe's Project Veritas's video. And I say, yep, that totally makes sense. That's why nothing's happening on the old Twitter. Sue, you get my notifications. Oh, that's great. That's great. At least I know somebody is. Apparently Joe is getting them, I think. But yeah, you know, what do you guys have to say about what's going on? We got another half hour here. If you want to call in, the number is 812-205-2704. Don't be afraid. I don't bite hard. Unless I type your username, you don't exist, huh? Yeah, this censorship is really, really out of control. If you haven't seen that that video that I played, it's really crazy what the ADL is saying about what they're going to do, and they're working with the social media platforms. And when they get done, we're going to be in big trouble if we don't stop this. For those of you who haven't seen that video, you might want to copy and paste that, put it in your browser for later, and go take a look at it. It's only a couple minutes long, but it's plenty in it. See, when they try to censor us, we got to double and triple and quadruple down. You know, we can't back off. I mean, people do not realize how serious this is. This country is in a fight for its very existence. They are brainwashing all our people. And the sad thing is that the majority of us in this country are conservatives, but all the mouthpieces have the big megaphones, and they make the small groups seem like they're so big. But the other part of it is they have your children. You need to talk to your kids, talk to your nieces, talk to your nephews, talk to your grandchildren. Find out what they're teaching these kids in school. You will be shocked. These loony teachers. That one teacher that got arrested, he's over there pulling out a gun and firing it. You know, they said that he'd already had guns taken away from him, set his own car on fire, you know, but he's teaching students though. He's teaching them great American values, I'm sure. See, they want to ban stuff, and see, that's you know, I want to do some videos on some things, and I know if I put them out that I'm probably gonna get a strike for it, and so what I'm gonna do when I put out these videos, I'm basically gonna put out trailers of it, and then you're gonna have to go to my website to see the videos. The videos will not be on YouTube. That way they can't block them, they can't take them down, and you'll be able to see them, and I'll be able to say what needs to be said. See, you have to kind of play their game, because, you know, if they can hit people like Alex Jones, who probably has more views probably than anybody on YouTube, to be able just to say we're going to take you down, then the rest of us are nothing. Especially a little cheese like me. So, Sue, you said that you shared the post on Facebook and now you can't find it. That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's how you control a populace. You shut down all alternative views, and you only have your view out there. And eventually, you're going to take over all the thoughts. Yeah, I used to watch the doctor all the time. He cracked me up. I thought he was hilarious. They shut him down. See, I got my videos archived though. So, you know, if they think they're going to lock me away from my stuff, they may lock me out, but I still got my videos, and they'll be on another platform. In fact, I got a couple on there now that's on the platform, but I'm going to be doing some other ones. Like I said, that will be on there. I'll put the trailer on YouTube to direct people to the website. You have to sign up to have access to it, but it doesn't cost anything to sign up. Yep. That doesn't surprise me at all. Sue says, yes, I even wrote a separate post and poof, it's gone. Folks, we got to stop supporting these people. If they're going to censor us, if they're going to lecture us, get on TV, Hollywood and the rest of them, don't watch their crap. Don't watch their movies. Don't watch their shows. Some of you, it'd probably do you good to cut your TV off. Sometimes I go 2 weeks without even cutting my TV on. And then it's only for a few minutes to look at something or whatever real quick, or catch something on the local news that happened. That's it. I don't watch that stuff. And I'll tell you the truth, when I turn on the TV and I see these promos and the trailers, the stuff, it's disgusting, some of it. And I'm like, people are watching this every day. Hours a day they're watching this and being bombarded with it and being desensitized to all this wickedness and perversion. If you cut your TV off for a while and you turn it back on, you'll see what I'm talking about. And people are hooked on it. I guarantee you the majority of people cannot go a week, cannot go 7 days without cutting that TV on. They have to turn it on. Even if they're not watching it, way back in the other room, they got it turned up. You go to sleep with it. They call it programming for a reason, folks. And guess who's being programmed? Sue, invertedrealitytv at outlook.com. Is this where you will what? I don't see any more of your posts. Again, if anybody wants to call in, the number is 812-205-2704. Got a little more than 20 minutes, about 22 minutes. Sue, what are you asking? All right, 3. Thanks for showing up. Have a good evening. Yeah. Hey, Sue, what were you trying to say? Your post got cut off. You said inverted reality TV at outlook.com is where you will, and then that's the end of it. Oh, I figured that's what you were asking. That's an email address there. That's not a website address. I got to do some updating on the stories here. I got a little bit behind because I had some things I had to deal with this week. And actually not this week, but the end of last week. And I think I got things pretty much lined out now. I should be smoothing out after the mall. So, and I'll start getting some more posts and more content on the site. My goal is to, in the very near future, start having some contests and things like that. That's the goal. But they're definitely doing a job here. I mean, when they can stop you from blocking, putting stuff out. See, I don't do Facebook, so I refuse to let them make a dime off of me. Yes, Sue, that's my website. Okay, Sue, very good, very good. Yeah. Hmm. So there's so many crazy things going on. It's hard to keep up with it all. It's so much of it. It's just, and that's another one of their tactics, just to come from so many different areas that you just overwhelm people to where they almost just tune out and give up. Oh my word. Can you believe, is this who I, you've got to, you guys have got to see this. you, you guys have got to see this here. Uh, I find this hard to believe. Okay. Can you believe this is Whoopi Goldberg? Can you believe that? In a dress? Oh my word. And she looks like she hasn't had one on in a long time. Oh my. Woo. Mm. I just had to share that one with you. Yeah, Sue, you know, I won't get discouraged. It really, it's just a matter of time. It's I understand that you have you have things that you have to deal with when you're doing things like this. Everything doesn't just blast off, and I've heard other people say the same thing. That when they first started, they had a hard time, and but they just kept on, and then all of a sudden things just changed. So I understand that you have to persevere. You just can't throw in the towel just because a few times is bad or it's up and down. So all you can do is keep swinging. But yeah, oh, Whoopi in a dress, boy. I'm telling you, that is quite. I'm almost at a loss for words. That was, She's wearing the whole forest, Sue says. Maybe she could sit down beside Obama in that portrait he had made. Oh, look, Sue, see, you said the same thing almost the same time I said it. You typed it. That's funny. crazy world. Crazy, crazy world. So, is there anything else that, yes, that's right. I agree, Sue. Great minds, great minds. So, does anybody else have anything you want to throw out there in these waning minutes here? We got about 13 minutes or so left. Now, I wonder why is that? You know, it takes about 1 minute for the chat to show up on the screen. And that's strange because my chat health, the stream health is showing strong, is showing excellent. So I don't know why it's taking so long, especially I don't have it set on slow. I took it off slow before the last stream on Thursday. Thursday it wasn't on slow, and I went and checked it again today, and it's not on slow. So I don't understand why that delay. It's almost as though the chat is going through some type of screening or filter or something. There's no telling anymore. Who knows what these people are doing? Because that's strange. You know, now that you mentioned that, though, I don't know. Maybe it's on you guys' end. Because when I typed my website address in, it showed up right after I did it. So I don't understand why it's taking your end so long. And by the time that he gets that, that's how long it takes, huh? Here's some Joe Mac, that's okay. Got a few minutes here. I just want to show you some of this insanity that's going on here. Again, this is on Breitbart. Look at this here. Manufacturer. Sex robots would be better for kids than pornography. Okay, better for kids than pornography. Who said that the kids are supposed to have pornography? Mental illness is rampant. Chicago woman pushed stranger onto train tracks because she was having a bad day. Doctor convicted of sexually abusing teen to be released from prison after 4 months. A former doctor and Boy Scout leader in Missouri who was convicted of sexually abusing a teenager will be released from prison Tuesday after serving 4 months behind bars. Mackey admitted to authorities that he sexually abused the teen whom he knew through scouting activities and as a patient, KCTV reported. The left always talking about the justice. Where's the justice for this kid? Where's the justice for all of these kids being molested by these teachers? I don't know, folks. You guys, I just don't know. I know that they say that all great civilizations have to come to an end. And I just wonder, is America at that time? When the people get to a point that they accept any and everything and don't stand up for what's right, it's got to be just a matter of time before everything's going to fall apart. It's got to be. America has lost its mind. America has lost its morals. America has lost its soul. That's why we're at the point we are. Yeah, Rome fell. Some call America the new Babylon. After looking at some of this stuff, the stories I see every day, sometimes I really wonder, is America the new Babylon? Everything under the sun is going in this country. There is nothing righteous. There is nothing sacred. There is nothing that's off limits anymore. They even want to have sex with our kids. They want to have sex with our babies. Everything's okay. Yeah. A rapper, I believe that. I'm not IRTV, though. I'm TL. IRTV's my channel. They're going to face more than that from the left. And you're to the point that even your children don't even want to stand for the allegiance to the flag of your nation. Your nation's in trouble. Yeah, Sue. Yeah, the rapper Most of the things that caused Rome to fall are going on in America right now. All the homosexuality, the sodomy, the decadence. All that stuff is going on in our culture. When you destroy the family, you destroy the backbone of any nation. And the family is under attack. You can't even say father no more. You can't say mother anymore. You can be a man. Tomorrow you could be a woman if you want to. All you got to do is say it. I identify with a woman. Those godless leftists, that's what they do. They attack the family because God ordained the family. And when you hate God, you attack the thing that he produced. God said what the family is. Look what happens when you let them decide. It's like in Canada, parts of Canada. You can have sex with your animal now. Nothing's off limits anymore. Let's see what time we got here. We got to be getting close. Okay, it's just about time. To wrap things up. So you guys, I appreciate you. Chucky Schumer. Oh, yeah. A little sanity in an insane world. What do you guys think? You think America will make it another 5 years? Going the way it's going right now? No problem, fellas. No problem. Thank you for your time. Yes, I agree with you. Boycott them. That's what I said. Don't support them. Don't support the bums. Well, folks, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for showing up. Please pass the word. We'll keep fighting. We'll keep fighting. We'll get the word out and we'll build this thing and get more people involved. It's not just about hanging out. It's about putting action with words. So, again, thank you. And this is TL Swope with Inverted Reality TV's Live from the Lounge, signing off. So you guys have a good night.